trying to put me down on the ground, but I hate it, being jealous, cause I'm the right in their minds. In their minds, swear with me, boy, don't go right in their minds. Come on, at me, boy, there's a fight in their minds.
See, Clara Manzano here on call for this match alongside Glenn Casas. It is the main event of our opening day triple header here again at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. And we've had so much action, Glenn, and parang hindi pa tayo nasasawa dito. That's what we could say, right? But what's your outlook here for this game?
Well, if it's going to be anything like the previous match, I'm hoping that we're not going to be treated to a blank game here. We have here a young side, a relatively young side in Tuloy FC, squaring off against real big veterans in Maharlika. And I'm pretty sure that that would open up a lot of opportunity, a lot of youth, a lot of power coming from Tuloy, a lot of experience, and a lot of more tactical superiority, hopefully, from Maharlika.
So let's see if the discipline of Tuloy will be able to work out for them again because they are squaring off with seasoned veterans dito sa Maharlika FC with the likes of Anton Del Rosario and Dave Basa. But we'll get into detail with that later on. Medyo excited na ako dun, but we'll take it pitch side with Sydney Crespo, who is going to give us the insights on what's going on down at the field.
And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let us welcome the teams of Tuloy FC and Maharlika Taguig FC.
You are catching the continuing coverage of Philippines Football League opening day as we come to you from the historic Rizal Memorial Stadium. It is Tuloy FC squaring off with Maharlika Taguig, pictured getting their photo taken, and we'll run you through the match officials for this affair as we'll also get the starting 11 going for us in a bit. Tuloy FC are in their orange uniforms and we are ending this opening day with a bang. Don't you forget, we still have our matches tomorrow, and we'll run through those later on as we see our referees or officials for this matchup. Si Michael Barajas ay ang referee, sila Ryan Flores and Michael Rojo ay ang mga linesmen o in charge sa offside. Si Linjun Talaver ay ang fourth official. Si Alan Martinez ay ang referee assessor at ang match commissioner ay si Angelica Bellarmino. You see our skippers. We can say there is the future, and we also have a veteran continuing to contribute to the game. Noti Nunez, the future Anton Del Rosario, and Haskell. Back in the day, he was part of the miracle in Hanoi that started it all. Handshakes done and dusted. Tapos na rin ang ating toss coin as we have our starters right here. And a lot of familiar names and faces. Glenn, an intact squad dito para sa Tuloy of FC coming out of Copa.
Yes, and as we've seen the performance of Tuloy FC sa Copa, they definitely were not really, as we were expecting, they were still trying to get their feet, but they're still trying to get experience in. But they did a pretty decent job with their Copa run.
And let's jump ship dito naman sa Maharlika Taguig FC. And a lot of names again in this team that likes to give opportunities or a stepping stone dito sa mga players na gusto mag-professional.
Of course, and one thing that we have seen here is that Maharlika can deliver good and beautiful goals as well. So we are really excited to see how they're going to square up against a very useful team, a very, well, still trying to get their experience kind of team. Let's see how it would go.
Ito naman ang mga ating substitutes dito. Let's see how both coaches will utilize their respective benches, and that could just spell the difference dito. And we are off. Tuloy FC are in their orange uniforms playing left to right. Ang Maharlika ay nakaputi. They are playing from right to left and got possession quickly here. Naka 4-4-2 ang Tuloy FC. Ang Maharlika Manila or Taguig ay naka 4-3-3. And there was a warning shot already from the get-go.
Trying to see if medyo gising na yung ating goalkeeper, just trying to see if maybe, you know, if one can get in really lucky really early at the game. But then this opens up an opportunity for Tuloy with this corner.
Eh, sakto yun kung makaka-early goal kahit sinong team, di ba?
Exactly.
If that would happen, they'd get in the driver's seat right away.
Well, from the fair share of matches I've seen, sometimes, yeah, that could really spell the difference between a win and a loss, but this is football.
So, corner kick dito. It's whipped in and easily into the gloves of the keeper. Ang ating goalkeeper dito para sa Maharlika I see Mamadou Sene, one of the foreign players here. And yung maganda rito, with the influx of foreign players, they force the Filipinos or get the Filipinos to raise their game and improve. To be the best, you got to play against the best, or you got to play against opponents who are better than you.
That's true, and that's pretty much the whole idea of growing into growing the Philippine football landscape in general. Kailangan talaga there's this injection of quality. Hindi lang yung bastang asa lang tayo sa kung ano meron tayo.
Here's Tuloy. So we spoke about Maharlika again. May mga veteranos sila. Yung Tuloy FC, on the other hand, are composed of a great number of youth national team players. And they do have that discipline in keeping the ball on the ground. They are highly skilled and highly technical. At may disiplina sila. Ang dahilan, ang kanilang head coach, si Takitomo Suzuki from Japan.
And also, a lot of these players are futsal players as well. So parang dun mo makikita yung skill on the ball. You'd be able to see them utilize the smallest of spaces. But again, they are playing against veterans here on the field in Maharlika Taguig now.
So let's see how they'll be able to add to that experience also. Kinausap ko si Coach Taki nung Copa Paulino Alcantara and sabi niya yung goal nila sumali sa PFL at nandito sila ngayon and a shot was taken and it was out and about by John Lloyd Halike. John Lloyd Halike, from our records, picked up 5 goals huling Copa Paulino Alcantara.
Well, no wonder there's the confidence behind that. He had been given plenty of space by the defense, and being able to see a clear line of sight through the goal, he had to take his chances there.
At mukhang may lisensya si John Lloyd Halike tumira. Hindi driver's license lisensya, shumut.
So, yan. Kung ako naman nakascore ng 5 yung confidence ko ganun din naman.
Oh, syempre. Siguro may driver's license ka na rin. Let's see. Anyway, there's a look at MJ Libre. MJ Libre, one of the players to get through that program. He did suit up for Maharlika nung pandemic.
True. And he's also had been such a catch back then as well. And until now, he's still very, very attention grabbing.
Of course, with his dribbling style of play. But it was picked up. But Maharlika still trying to pounce. The back heel. But it hit the side netting courtesy of Junior Miley. He is playing on the wing for them.
Well, there wasn't a lot of space being given to him at the time. Medyo ang alanganin ng tira na yan, there wasn't a clear path to the goal. So he just really had to get it off.
No angle there, pero you never try, you never know.
Agreed.
And this is Clara Manzano on call for this match alongside Glenn Casas. This is the last game of opening day, pero tuloy pa rin ang opening weekend. We'll run you through the matches for tomorrow in a bit. But here's a chance again na kay John Lloyd Halike. Halike pa rin. The cross. The keeper didn't get it, but I think he'd appreciate the effort from his defender there.
Yeah, Halike was trying to outplay two defenders back then. And he was successfully able to do so slightly. Pero yun nga, unfortunately, didn't end up with a goal.
But you like the confidence again ang pinapakita nila. Try to thread the needle. Halike pa rin. Seemed half cleared from the looks of it. But will they get those combinations? At may banggaan dito at may foul.
A lot of aggression coming from these young guns.
Great initiative mula kay MJ Canicosa, or MJ Libre as he is known. He found his teammate on the wing. I believe that was Raymond Dabo on the right. But it's now with Anton Del Rosario. So we covered or ran through Tuloy again with the future of the national team. A great number of their players again were called up. It's no surprise given the play they were able to show in the previous years as a program. Dito nga sa kabila, sa Maharlika Taguig, we do have Miracle in Hanoi players Dave Basa and Anton Del Rosario.
And it's really interesting to know that to note na talagang they have been playing domestic football for quite a while now, even longer than the Philippines Football League itself, UFL days.
Tama. So with that, they bring in senior national team experience. And that's what started it all, as we said. As they came close to connecting with Victor Nakoa for Maharlika.
Nakoa finding himself some space there, trying to get the ball ahead, but was not able to control it past the defense.
Here's a chance right now with a gutsy slide to deny Nakoa again.
Really, really brave tackle there, taking that risk. Pero sigurado na yan, just making sure that the shot never gets away.
Baguio swung it to Anton Del Rosario. Well, when we refer to Del Rosario and Basa, they were away for a bit, but that doesn't take away him playing experience nila. Coach Dave Basa was actually their coach last Copa. But he said he'll be sliding into that role as a player again.
Well, you know, when it comes to actual league, medyo ibang game talaga yan compared to a cup run. So they'll need all the help they can get.
But here's Malili, or Miley rather. Well, Baguio secured it for them. Otoyemi. Del Rosario.
Not really taking a lot of risks here, Maharlika, keeping the ball in the back. Here he comes.
It was Lucas Del Rosario this time who tried to hit it out wide.
Medyo kalmado lang talaga sa bola ngayon si Maharlika. They're not overly excited pushing the ball forward more than you'd expect as a veteran.
And you can see that confidence with extra veterans. And then you now have Coach Lurch Injang from Nigeria. Siya ang head coach ng Maharlika Taguig ngayon. But Coach Lurch has been around the Philippines for quite some time already.
Looking at this replay here, that was a nice threaded pass. Kaso, Lucas Del Rosario had no choice but to really give up that foul kasi he was about to get away.
As Tuloy are facing some pressure in the midfield. But Maharlika managed to get it. And we just want to remind you that Kelme is the official outfitter of the Philippines Football League, and Star is our official match ball. You're also catching this game on pfl.org.ph, on Blast TV, and on Premier Football on Sky and Signal.
Really disciplined passing from Tuloy FC. They're keeping those little triangles in play. Tapos bigla na lang tatakbo dyan to make that open play. Good long pass as well.
It's in the middle. They hit it out wide. And there was that slide from Baguio again. Baguio's been quite active for Maharlika here, playing left back. Throw in dito mula kay De Gracia. And De Gracia is that right back. He does have a lot of confidence in getting forward to storm and help the attack.
Oh yes, pero you can also see may naglalurk na lang dyan sa may area ahead of goal for Tuloy, trying to get that, but the pass never actually materialized. Pero they are bringing in options here with those movements off the ball.
And syempre, kasama yun sa disiplina nila. Noti Nunez, already with the senior international appearance, or at least more than one already for the national team. He made his senior debut in the AFF Cup. Siron Saut. Siron Saut is listed as a midfielder, pero nandito siya sa likod bilang defender.
That means that they must be relying on him for his ability to put the ball forward pagkakuha ng defense.
But here was this spell. It's now with De Gracia. This is what he likes to do. Justin Lupanco binigay dito sa gitna kay Halike off of Anton Del Rosario.
I think they were trying to release him on the wing here. See number 11, that's like you said, Justin Lupango. Pero unfortunately, the pass wasn't there for him.
But it's on to this attempted counter. Looked like it was mishandled. And that is the opener dito para sa Maharlika Taguig. It is Victor Nacoa. A mishandled pass to the back line. The veterans made the young guns pay.
Well, that's the boost of confidence that you have with experience behind your back. Yun talagang makikita mo. Let's have a look at it again. Tingnan mo yung takbo ng bola dito. The defense was trying to take control of it, but the touch failed him. And our goal scorer just had to nick the ball, get himself in a good position, take that shot. My goodness, what a goal that is.
And Michael Antilo Jr., ang goalkeeper ng Tuloy, did get his gloves to it, but wasn't enough, I think, to get the stop.
Well, if you have a lot of power dun, lalo na kapag walang masyado nakamakasay ng ganyan, you can have a lot of power behind that shot. And those, kahit na malagay mo yung kamay mo, sometimes they really bounce off. And if you're not that lucky, it might bounce into the back of the net.
And we're also not sure if that could be a little unfamiliarity dito kay Siron Saut playing as a center back.
Could be one of those factors as well.
But confidence brewing for Maharlika. At lamang sila dun sa mga shoulder-to-shoulder challenge at iba pa.
Well, parang may makikita mo, parang may physical advantage yung Maharlika dito eh. Yun nga, being that this is a very young team pa in Tuloy, they have this tendency to be easily bossed around if they don't have enough experience to how to manage a bigger opponent.
But one thing's for sure, these Tuloy boys will not back down from any challenge. And with all due respect, just to show the level, Tuloy FC, mainly composed of high school boys, some of their players already freshmen or so in college, did get to defeat a collegiate side in the Copa. They did defeat the Adamson Soaring Falcons.
Oh yeah, that was one spectacular match. Hindi naman sa nakakagulat, pero ang ganda ng exchanges nun. And Tuloy coming out on top, that was the icing.
And what I recall was that early goal, and it was Archie Pabellar who came away as the man of the match. As we'll take it to our pitch side reporter Sydney Crespo to give us an update.
Both teams are eager to get their first win tonight as they believe this could determine the tone of their next matches. This will be a good challenge for Maharlika's new head coach, Coach Lurch, who's only been with the team for a month. He says it will be good also if his leaders like Anton Del Rosario and David Basa could help him in the field, but he has also seen the fighting spirit of this group even before. In terms of adjustment, Coach Lurch didn't have much of a problem because he knew most of these players prior to joining the club. Meanwhile, for Tuloy FC head coach Taki Suzuki, nothing changed in terms of fire and willingness to win if we talk about his players. He proudly shares that comparing to when they started 7 years ago. Tonight, Tuloy FC has deeper meaning and bigger motivation to win as they all win to play in the national team and they know that Coach Tom Saintfit is watching in the bleachers. Back to you guys.
And ayun, sakto nga, yung mga youth national team players ng Tuloy nandito. At nandito si Coach Tom Saintfit ng Philippine Men's National Football Team, ang ating bagong head coach.
And like what he said, he's building a project here. And of course, in order for that project to be successful, medyo kailangan niya mag-bank on the local youngsters here. With Tuloy has plenty of that.
And there was Victor Nacoa's shot earlier that went over the bar. 1 goal already, and you know he wants more. 1 goal lead is definitely not safe here.
We're talking about football, so definitely not an insurance yet. Pero Tuloy, they have been a little bit more aggressive pa rin. The goal, being 1 goal down hasn't really deterred them as much kasi it's still something that's playable.
Definitely with this game just 15 minutes done and dusted. Basa, binigay kay Del Rosario. The long ball. Hinahanap si Lucas Del Rosario. Junior Miley trying to get past one. Try to send in a low cross. MJ Libre dazzling us. Got a shot. It was on target though.
Definitely on target, that one. And he was left a bit open to take that shot as well. And just before that, the little trickery from his teammate opened that up. Look at this shot here. Someone was trying to get into position to block, pero yun nga, it was a little bit too late and he was able to. Medyo swerte lang. It was just right in the path of the goalkeeper here.
MJ Canicosa, also known as MJ Libre from Tondo, and with that futsal background, similar to the Tuloy players actually in terms of playing the sport of futsal.
In fact, he's probably played against Tuloy in the futsal court as well, plenty of times.
The Tuloy boys, on the other hand, from the Tuloy Foundation, based in Alabang, Muntinlupa.
If I'm not mistaken, the last time I saw MJ Libre outside of a football field was playing futsal for Enderan, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so, yes. Well, here's a chance that Maharlika will try to utilize, but that was no good. Pero mission accomplished dun para kay Siron South. John Diaz. Binalik ni Nunez. 18 minutes gone by already. Just to wrap up our results earlier, we did see Manila Digger defeat Army 3-2 earlier.
Close match.
And that was behind Earl Japet Piñero's goal and assist. Was named man of the match, and it was a one-sided affair sa Mindiola Philippine Air Force FC. I believe that was 7-0 in that game you covered, Glenn.
That's right, 7-0 to Mindiola, who actually went against Maharlika very recently in the Copa, and it was a really good game back then. So we can see that they're not pressing as high right now, Maharlika. So they're giving a lot of space for Tuloy to play that ball alongside on their own half. But when you see there, they go on the other half, medyo humihigpit yung depensa ng Maharlika, and that's where they kind of get the ball.
So let's see how that will carry on in this game and how the two teams will adjust. Otoyemi navigating that pressure. Give it to Baguio. He's really put in the work early on in this match.
Well, if you have lungs like that, no doubt you should.
Lucas Del Rosario, will he cross? Sends it back though as he's covered by the Tuloy defense. Diagonal ball sent over to the other side. Maharlika Taguig piling up pressure. And there was a slide from Rocky Grizola.
Wow, good job on Tuloy FC this run. Their defense has been tested a few times in a row, pero they were very resilient. They were able to cover up, prevent the ball from coming in, and there, when it went to the other side, they were able to just nick it in via a good tackle.
And back to the action. Babalik ang bola rito. I was about to say Maharlika, pero nakuha ng Tuloy. As we saw Harin de Gracia hit the deck here up against Junior Miley. It was played quickly though. Will this initiative work out for Tuloy? And you can say it does. May free kick sila dito sa labas ng goalkeeper box.
They almost didn't have it back there, pero yun nga, the ball was taken a little bit too harshly, and Maharlika had to give a free kick at a very dangerous position here. Let's have a look at it again. Papasok sana. But then that tackle was a little bit too rough. I think that was that David Basa who did the tackle?
It may have been, but this wall now being set up. But nonetheless, it was a foul on Maharlika Taguig.
This is a very, very good spot to put that ball in. If you can curl the ball just outside of the reach of the keeper, dyan sa upper corner, sa kanan.
A golden chance to get on level terms. And it's sent in into the gloves of the keeper. Not a problem for Mamadou Sene.
Medyo na-anticipate niya yung pagpasok ng bola doon. Right along the path. Let's have a look at it again. Takes the shot here. And the goalkeeper able to read the path of the ball. Mamadou Sene just doing his job.
You also see the frame of his body. He's sure quite a hefty player.
Well, they did say you have to make yourself big to be a goalkeeper. He's definitely fitting that bill.
Kasama dun yung intimidation factor. Sigurado ako dun. Dave Basa. He did finish his collegiate career with the University of Santo Tomas. Also a part of that coaching program, or a coaching staff member in that program. Here's Tuloy getting the ball up quickly, knocking in those combinations. That is what you want if you are Coach Taki.
Well, Tuloy had the initiative for a counter, but there was a little bit of a delay in communication between the attacker and the midfield.
Lovely display here, and they win themselves a free kick at the edge of the area also. What an effort from Cyril Saut.
Mas malapit yan ngayon.
You also saw that burst of pace from Dante Terrando, and Saut just answered back. Went through him, won the foul.
The foul was drawn by Oluwatosin Otoyemi.
So a similar angle, pero medyo pagitna ang itong free kick para sa Tuloy.
And definitely closer now by about 2 yards, maybe.
So another one here. There's Noti Nunez and Cyril Saud standing up to the plate. From the way Cyril Saud has moved over. Kay Nunez daw to. Will their skipper lead them? It was hit by the wall. Rocky Grizola tried to get it in, but the Maharlika defense was there. Ball sent to safety.
Good job from the Maharlika wall there. preventing the ball from coming in. But they weren't able to keep possession and take initiative. So medyo ang bola ngayon na delikado pa rin para sa kanila.
They'll hit it out wide. Traffic daw sa gitna. 24 minutes done and dusted already. And what would have to be your assessment for the two teams so far, Glenn?
Well, we do have one goal in for Maharlika, who has been doing their darnest to make sure that they can keep that lead. But like I said, after conceding that goal, Tuloy has not really shown signs that they've given in. And as a matter of fact, they seem to be the more aggressive side right now in the last 5 to 10 minutes here.
So will that aggression pay dividends and possibly into a goal? I believe also that if you're caught defending for a long stretch, you could get fatigue. And this is something I'm raising, or could be a possible concern para sa Taguig.
At the same time, when you do have that mindset of a defense and you're just going to rely on maybe an opportunity, a mistake to do a counter, you're not making opportunities for yourself, that mindset can definitely lead to instances of conceding goals. So they really have to think more positive here, Maharlika Taguig, and once they get the ball, they have to push forward with more numbers.
Well, here's a chance now with the Tuloy boys getting in. This ball going to no man's land. Throw in daw para sa Tuloy pa rin. And when we talk about defense again, some teams do like to dictate possession. Some teams like to defend and make the defense work for them.
But normally, the more defensive stature goes to underdogs, or yung teams na alam mong they don't have a lot of quality in them to score goals. But with a Maharlika side like this, you would think that they would be the one bossing the game.
But they're playing defense here for Taguig. And again, you have guys like Anton Del Rosario and Dave Basa who are familiar with that tag of being the team that will sit back and pounce on the counter. Again, as those two players were members of the Miracle in Hanoi squad.
Yes.
The Askels then, as they were known, picked up massive results, and kaya nandito tayo ngayon.
That would have been the perfect scenario there. Philippines were the underdog. We had quality in front, but we were really struggling back then. So more defensive stature was applicable. Pero in this case of Maharlika, I think they still have that room, but they really have to have the mindset first in order to make it work. Tuloy is being the more aggressor here.
So let's see how that will go. And again, Anton Del Rosario and Dave Basa are returning after being away for some time. And I just had a quick chat with Anton Del Rosario. I went, if Coach Tom calls you up to the national team, are you going to take it? Yes, sabi ni Anton kaagad without any hesitation. Now let's see. Coach Tom, of course, in attendance as we spoke about that earlier. Coach Tom did say he's here, he's doing his job, he enjoys it. Kasama daw yan sa trabaho niya.
Of course. And I really like his idea of building the core with local players here so that we don't have to really... No, relying on the foreign-based players is good to improve the quality, but if you want to be consistent, then you have to start with the core being readily available every time.
Of course, yung mga iba't ibang bansa, ang ine-emphasize dito yung mga grassroots at homegrown players, no?
That's true.
But something also is that the Philippines has been able to export players. May mga Pilipino import din sa labas, alam natin, who play overseas. A number of them homegrown.
Oh, yes. The likes of Manny Aguinaldo and the rest of those, the recent call-ups that we had. We have
Patrick Dato.
Correct.
Players who've also played here, the Philippines Football League. Play resumes. It's Maharlika who will try to get another one on the scoreboard. Pero kita mo, may kumbiyansa ngayon Maharlika Taguig dahil sa kanilang goal.
Well, I think yun yung the longest time na nagstay sila sa kabilang half. They've, for the last 10 minutes, been on their own half defending. And now, Tuloy is back again.
But they get the stop, and this leads to another wave. It was Denmark Orakoy earlier getting it forward for Tuloy FC. We'll see Maharlika settle down a bit. And it looks like Tuloy is keen on staying in the midfield. Hindi sila pumapress papuntang depensa ng Maharlika.
That's what happens when you try to dictate the pace. I think Maharlika is doing a good job in keeping the ball and dictating the pace whenever they have it. But when they lose it like that, they always have to be ready to go back to position.
And what you also need there is discipline when playing defensive. There's Dave Basa, got it over. Del Rosario got it to Miley. I was referring to Lucas Del Rosario. Sasabihin ko dapat, muntik ko na nasabi, Coach Dave. Anton Del Rosario, assessing his options.
Controlling the pace again, not doing it too quickly. Medyo ina-agitate nila ng konti yung Tuloy players by just keeping the ball slow.
And knowing how Tuloy likes to keep the ball on the ground, that is a big test for the boys. As this was played over the top, but it was hit too strong.
Yeah, we could see there they were trying to catch Raymond Abo here in space, but they weren't able to get the accuracy enough. Medyo napalakas nga ng konti yung pasa na yun, unfortunately.
Now it's at the back. But you see that confidence with the ball again for Tuloy. And that never wavers, we could say. And kudos to them, actually, because they did have some tough losses squaring off with their group mates last Copa Paulino Alcantara and Stallion Laguna. And they were blown out, but they stayed true to their system and never went out of that. And you got to believe in your system, I think. And props to them in that situation.
I agree with that. If you have a working principle on how you want your football to happen, sticking to it and perfecting it would be the best way. And it's not really, there's no shame in losing to a big club like Stallion Laguna.
But another test for Tuloy will be Maharlika Taguig, another established PFL squad, we can say.
I agree.
Again, this is a hybrid competition in the league that features the professional and amateur clubs mixing it up. 15 teams, and they will get to play each other once. So that's 14 games total. Whoever will finish number 1 will be declared as the champion. And we'll get further on that later on, as here's a chance now. Shot on target taken by Tuloy FC. That was by Justin Lupanco. Pero nakuha ng goalkeeper ulit.
There has been several minutes in between the last shot before this one and this particular attempt. Parang medyo nga naglalaro na sa possession yung battle dito.
That can give us a good chess match here between Coach Lurch and Coach Taki. Coach Lurch again from Nigeria, Coach Taki from Japan.
You can start seeing that the Maharlika players are now starting to put people ahead now, and maybe they're about to start another wave of attacks as well. So hopefully that's the mindset here.
And that's exactly what you were talking about. They gave it over to Lucas Del Rosario. Close but not quite. Muntik na disgrasya ang Tuloy FC dun, but they just got the job done. But Maharlika, you could say, have to look back at that one.
Well, they had the right mindset to push the attack. They actually had the numbers here. 2 against 3. Good pass, laying it down. But he could not make that shot. Lucas Del Rosario not able to make the most of that opportunity. And I think that has something to do with Michael Antilo making himself really big.
Talk about making your presence felt. And carrying on, we did say the number 1 team here after all teams play their 14 games each the number one team there will be crowned as the champion. Lupanco again crossed it in, but it looks like it is offside. He did get to connect with Denmark Orakoy up front though.
Yeah, waited a little bit too long to make that pass. Medyo nakikita na medyo malapit na yung overlap na ginagawa ng kanyang kakampi. But unfortunately, the pass came a bit too late.
Going back, according to Commissioner Coco Torre, I did get to speak to him earlier. The top-ranked team with the AFC license, with an AFC license, will be nominated to play in the group stage of the AFC Champions League 2. That is the new tournament that is replacing the AFC Cup. That is the second highest tournament in AFC club competitions, where clubs from other countries in Asia will square off with one another.
That's correct. The very best of the very best. And, you know, the Philippines being now part of that group, being able to send eligible teams into that kind of competition, it's a milestone in itself.
And mind you, Kaya FC Iloilo did win the Copa Paulino Alcantara, so they are guaranteed at least a qualifying playoff for that same competition, the AFC Champions League 2. A qualifying playoff, of course. Kasama dun sila sa qualifiers mismo. They'll have to go through some extra matches to get the right to play in that competition. Pero mukhang may offside ulit dito ang Tuloy FC when we go back to the action. And tomorrow, again here, dito po sa Rizal Memorial Stadium, opening weekend will continue sa Philippines Football League. At 3 o'clock, Don Bosco Garelli will square off with Stallion Laguna FC. And at 5:30, we have that much-anticipated clash between Philippines Football League big guns, United City FC, who are returning, and with Kaya FC Iloilo. And at 8 o'clock, the main event, we do have both newcomers, Manila Montet, and we've got Taguig FC, another club also. But here's an open goal. Shot taken by Victor Nakoa, and it was denied by Brian Villanueva.
Brian Villanueva making himself available to take that on. Let's have a look at it here. Medyo nakawala ang Maharlika dyan, but there was nobody to receive that pass in the middle of the box. And it was perfectly placed there. Had there been a Maharlika player in the middle and not coming from the flank, that would have been a goal.
So play resumes, and here comes the cross. But that cross seemed to be overplayed. And just to clarify, dahil may dalawang Taguig squads tayo, the last game tomorrow at 8 o'clock will be Manila Montet FC and one Taguig FC. Both newcomers, but Taguig have really signed up a great number of familiar names and faces.
Yeah, that's right. They seem to be cooking something, that's for sure. May niluluto sila.
But it's all down to what goes on the pitch, as we were saying earlier. We really enjoyed the hype heading into the season, and at the end of the day, those teams or those players with the hype gotta deliver here when the lights are on in the Rizal Memorial Stadium and the people are in the seats and the cameras are on.
Well, so far the last two matches have been able to deliver with plenty of goals to talk about. Here, we're still waiting to see how it's going to unfold, but right now we definitely see an aggressor in Tuloy being the one goal down.
Only one goal so far in this game, courtesy of Victor Nakoa, one of Maharlika Taguig's foreign players, but this has been a great chess match, lalo na sa midfield.
Yeah, they were trying to outplay each other and see who can keep the better possession. So far, I think Tuloy has the bigger share of possession, but Maharlika has been utilizing possession the most, being able to make a lot of chances.
And that's a result. They do have that goal to show, but some nervy moments here. The open goal. Will this be number 2? Sent to the middle. Half cleared. Lucas Del Rosario sent it to the right. Too close for comfort there mula kay Michael Antilo Jr.
And MJ Libre reacting a little bit slightly late to that open ball. Open goal should have been taken advantage of.
Posible, nagulat din si MJ Libre. No man in the goal.
Medyo nakakagulat nga naman because I was not expecting the keeper to go and charge just like that.
And it looks like Baguio's not happy there. Justin Lupanco was confronted earlier. All smiles from Lupanco there. Nag-sorry na lang.
Ngiti-ngiti muna. It's still too early. Hindi pa naman kailangan mag-init ng ganun.
Everyone friends also off the pitch with this Philippine football community. Here's Taguig trying to work in the other side. That was MJ Libre who gave it to Nakoa, the goal scorer. Now it's on the right. The two foreign players connecting. Antila just getting it.
Almost an opportunity in the half there. 39 minutes in, we almost had something that there was an opening pass there. Didn't quite happen for him.
Tuloy slowing it down. And when we look at the roster of Maharlika Taguig, they do not have their leading scorer last Copa Palino Alcantara. The most recent tournament, Ibrahima Indoor did pick up 3. Tyler John also picked up 1 goal, but is not on the roster from what I'm seeing. So, new guys, of course, will have to step up here para sa koponan ni Coach Lurch and Jang.
Well, you could see Tuloy utilizing their speed with Haren de Gracia making that run on the right flank. Pero not able to really make a good connection to put that ball in a good position sa gitna. No one there to receive it.
So play was resumed already. It looked like Maharlika wanted to invite some pressure. And they've done so already. Baguio tried to get it to Abo. Looks like Abo switched sides. But it's with Tuloy. Someone hits the pitch. And it is Lupanco getting involved again with in the action. And matchup niya, si Baguio.
Baguio trying to get that ball away. Medyo nasa likod na nanggaling ng muntik na siyang na-outplay. Had to put a foot in from behind pero not successful in nicking that ball.
Lupanco and Baguio are sure giving us all they've got. Tuloy tried to go for the header pero kitang-kita dito. Lamang ang Maharlika. In terms of height, keeper off his line, they tried to take it, but off target already.
We've seen a couple of goals scored that way for sure, and there's no harm in giving it a shot, pero could have been better, could have been aimed a little bit more to the middle.
Sabi nga nila, you miss the shots you don't take.
100%.
Life lessons that you can take from the pitch and to life. Nunez, 3 minutes remaining. Both teams will look to end strong or at the least do damage control.
Tuloy has been trying to put more people forward, but as you can see, I think yun nga ang gustong ginagawa ni Maharlika. Maharlika is confident in their defense that they're just willing to sit back and wait for an opening from Tuloy. And you've seen a couple of chances there come up, just not taken.
Libre gave it over. Abo, the cross. Picked up by the keeper. And he'll try to trigger a counter here with his distribution. Numbers not favoring Tuloy. And they hold up play in the midfield in hopes of getting support. Lupanco.
Transition wasn't fast enough for Tuloy back there. They allowed Maharlika to regain their shape in defense. Unfortunately, that would mean that they won't be able to do a quick attack just like what they were supposed to.
So Haren de Gracia was not able to receive that ball and appeared to be too high. And just to run through things, if we could break down our standings quickly. Minjola topped the table with their win earlier. So a win gives you 3 points to add to the standings. A draw will give you 1 point. A loss, 0. So we have Minjola, Cebu, and Manila Digger with opening day wins so far. So lahat sila may 3 puntos sa ating standings. But ang susunod na tiebreaker ay goal difference. So that is your goals scored minus goals conceded. And so far, lamang ang Minjola FC dun. with a +7 after defeating Philippine Air Force. Up next is Cebu FC with 4 with a +4 goal difference, and there's Manila Digger with +1. Standings will sure shake up tomorrow with 3 more matches set to play. But as we saw that, it was Harin de Gracia, uncharacteristic from him, with unforced errors.
Well, as the game itself drags on, you're bound to see mistakes or two here. And that's what attacking teams are really looking for. It's when the defense makes mistakes.
Yes, mistakes happen, but you want to avoid the unforced mistakes. Sometimes you have your opponents forcing you to make errors. As there was a collision, Libre hit it out. Now it's with Junior Miley. He switched wings with Raymond Abo from the looks of it.
Yeah, earlier the goal for Victor Nakoa when he was playing on that side where Raymond Abo is now.
Maharlika, as we said, are in the 4-3-3 formation. As there was a shot taken by Halike with off target.
1 minute.
And fourth official, Linjun Talaver, just confirmed to us that we have 1 more minute of additional time. That's not much time, but you have to be careful here.
Football is a really quick sport. It could easily change from 1-0 to 1-1 to 2-0 just in a flash. So, but looks like Maharlika is not really in a hurry to take this one because they really just want to eat the time.
And they have the luxury of that 1-goal advantage. Pero sabihin natin, the next goal will be the most important one. Kahit Maharlika o Tuloy yan. And Maharlika are trying to knock on the door. Lucas Del Rosario denied again. He's gotten those close chances in this game already. And these are like hairline denials to stop his shots.
Well, Michael Antillo just doing his job, being big, making sure it doesn't get past him. But let's give credit to the Tuloy defense who's able to do and help recover that ball after the save. Any loose balls like that, it's another open opportunity.
And there is the whistle for halftime, but Maharlika furious with that non-call. They believe it should have been a penalty. But we wrap up the first 45 minutes of action here in our final game of this opening day sa ating Philippines Football League. And we will catch you after the break for your analysis and statistics.
And Maharlika Taguig FC 1. Football fans, we thank you all for coming today, and we encourage you to visit the Philippines Football League Facebook page and
me down on the ground, but I hate it, be jealous, cause I'm the right in their minds. In their minds, screw up with me, boy, don't go right in their minds. Come on, at me, boy, there's a fight in their minds. Always try to put me down on the ground, but I hate it, be jealous, cause I'm the right in their minds. In their minds, screw up with me, boy, don't go right in their minds. Come on, at me, boy, there's a fight in their minds. Always try to put me down on the ground, but I hate it, be jealous, cause I'm the right in their minds. In their minds, screw up with me, boy, don't go right in their minds. Come on, at me, boy, there's a fight in their minds. Always try to put me down on the ground, but I hate it, be jealous, cause I'm the right in their minds. In their minds, screw up with me, boy, don't go right in their minds. Come on, at me, boy, there's a fight in their minds. Always try to put me down on the ground, but I hate it, be jealous, cause I'm the right in their minds. In their minds, screw up with me, boy, don't go right in their minds. Come on, at me, boy, there's a fight in their minds. on the ground, but I haters be jealous, cause I'm the right in their mind. In their minds, swear with me, boy, don't go right in their minds. Come on at me, boy, there's a fight in their minds. Always try to put me down on the ground, but I haters be jealous, cause I'm the right in their mind. In their minds, swear with me, boy, don't go right in their minds. Come on at me, boy, there's a fight in their minds. Always try to put me down on the ground, but I haters be jealous, cause I'm the right in their mind. In their minds, swear with me, boy, don't go right in their minds. Come on at me, boy, there's a fight in their minds. Always try to put me down on the ground, but I haters be jealous, cause I'm the right in their mind. In their minds, swear with me, boy, don't go right in their minds. Come on at me, boy, there's a fight in their minds.
We bring you the continuing coverage of the Philippines Football League. It is opening day, our main event here, match number 3. Tuloy FC 0, Maharlika Taguig 1, courtesy of that goal of Victor Nakoa in the 12th minute. And what are your impressions in this game so far, Glenn?
Well, as expected from Maharlika Manila, they were able to utilize the experience to their advantage here. Looking at how they were putting up the play, they were trying to get Tuloy players forward, and when it mattered, they were able to put a goal ahead, courtesy of that Victor Nakoa goal. As you can see here, very nicely taken. Medyo sira na yung figure ng defense ng Tuloy at the time, and all he had to do was nick that ball from an open defender, put that in.
And we saw Maharlika did grow into this game in terms of confidence, but there was Tuloy also. They were putting up a fight continuously. That's why we've been emphasizing. It's been that battle in the midfield. Tuloy have been lovely in the middle of the field, knocking in those combinations with their technical abilities, as we are close to resuming play already, as we will take it to Sydney Crespo, our pitch side reporter, to give us an update. Well, check that. It looks like we'll be heading straight over to kickoff. I beg your pardon. Tuloy FC ready to kick this off, while Maharlika Taguig are wrapping up their huddle. And what would be your expectations coming out of the halftime break, Glenn?
Well, as you could remember the mood at the end of the match, it was still neck and neck despite the 1 goal advantage. So I'm really hoping that Tuloy can do something to really make this an enjoyable match. And Maharlika have only to do make sure that they can be consistent.
Victor Nakoa up front with File on his name, and this one is off. Maharlika, Taguig in their white kits. Tuloy FC in their orange uniforms. This is Clara Manzano on call for this match alongside Galen Casas. The PFL is on the rise.
On the rise indeed, with young teams such as Tuloy FC really showing us that there is plenty of football, not just here at the capital, but all around the nation as well.
And don't you forget to use the hashtag PFL on the rise for any of your social media posts, and follow us on our social media channels at WeArePFL. You are catching this game on pfl.org.ph, Blast TV, and on Premier Football on Sky and Signal. Kelme is the official outfitter of the PFL, and Star is our official match ball. Much anticipation again heading into the new season of the Philippines Football League, and everyone has been enjoying the action again. Anton Del Rosario got it over to the other end, and the long ball over the top. They'll try to connect. This ball just sent over to safety.
You would really have to bank on a Tuloy defense that's a little bit too forward kung gusto mong gumana yung mga long balls like that. But Tuloy is a very quick team. They can regain their defensive position. Yun nga lang, they need to have that discipline, as you kept saying earlier, na to maintain that shape, na huwag kang bastang aalis sa pwesto mo without a good reason to do so.
As there is a corner kick. And again, there are games where it's been tough for them. Last Copa, they take a loss, but they hold their heads high again because of that discipline in sticking to their system. As there was a chance that was close, but not quite. Dangerous there.
Really dangerous.
Dave Basso was close, and the reason why he is there is because it is a set piece. He was definitely not happy with that. But this one hit out to the left. They're trying to go for Dave Bassa again. He sends in the cross, the header. I'm not sure if they did get to connect. There was the lovely turn. They couldn't get it to MJ Libre Canicosa though.
I think it did connect to a Maharlika player, but I think he was trying to set it up for another Maharlika player to take it, but no one was there.
Terrando gave it over to Anton Del Rosario. It is Anton Del Rosario with the captain's armband. A veteran again. We could say he's seen it all. And there's the young gun, Noti Nunez, just like the entire Tuloy, who is up and coming. Noti Nunez with senior caps already with the men's national team.
Wear it like a badge of honor, that one.
That's a great way to put it. Dave Bassa, he's active here, getting forward, trying to help out in the offense. They want that insurance goal.
Putting more people forward is a very helpful tactic when it comes to getting the attack done, but it does put your own team in jeopardy here, especially if you are facing a very quick counter-attacking team. And so far, Tuloy hasn't been the counter-attacking kind. They love to do the build-up slowly and pass the ball around from the midfield. Pero yun nga, it's so far almost worked.
And there was a foul that appeared to be a late challenge, but let's see if we could get another look at that. It was Lucas Del Rosario and one of the Tuloy players. Here it is.
Well, I think that definitely wasn't intentional there. He was trying to nick that ball, but he wasn't in a good position, and parang naharangan lang niya yung takbo Del Rosario.
So this is a free kick on the left for Maharlika Taguig. But you gotta love the sportsmanship there. between the players of the two squads.
And Del Rosario making that run. He was already past his man. That I think is number 14, right? Denmark Urakoy.
And that was John Diaz, who was decked and was given a yellow card by referee Michael Barajas. Assisting Michael Barajas again are linesmen Ryan Flores and Michael Rojo. Linjon Talaver is the fourth official. Alan Martinez is the referee assessor. And Angelica Bellarmino is our match commissioner. This is Clara Manzano on call for this match alongside Glenn Casas. And this was whipped in, and it was quite close. Michael Antilo got his gloves to it. He did have to put in the work there, though.
Full stretch to make sure, but at an expense of a corner.
You'll definitely give up a corner as compared to giving up a goal. But they still have to deal with it here. And that ball was denied. It was from Raymond Dabo who tried to send it forward. But what a fake from Dante Tirando getting it over MJ Libre. There was the flick, right intentions. Kita din natin ang veteran moves o gulang ng Maharlika Taguig, using it over the younger Tuloy squad. If you do have your advantage, whether it be in physique or in technique, you might as well use it. And that's exactly what they are doing.
Medyo they are Maharlika is pushing Tuloy into a more defensive position as opposed to earlier in the half. They are Tuloy does appear to be a little bit more disciplined when it comes to how they set up their back line, pero at the same time, parang hindi na rin sila masyadong nagpupush forward just for counters like these.
But here is a wave from Tuloy FC. They play this one. Anton Del Rosario beaten. And with no hesitation, Michael Barajas runs to the goalkeeper box. That may have been a last man challenge. But with that professional foul, it's a yellow for Anton Del Rosario.
Look at he had no choice but to really nick him in, prevent him from being able to move forward. That would have been an actual goal-scoring opportunity for Tuloy.
And it's only now we saw Michael Barajas point to the spot. Penalty kick it is. Ang dahilan dun, tumakbo si Michael Barajas just to calm things down in case. And that's when he booked veteran Anton Del Rosario. And here it is. John Lloyd Halike, the lead man for Tuloy's offense last Copa. And will this be the case in this Philippines Football League edition? And yes, a chance to open his account in this affair. There's Mamadou Sene to beat. And it's sent in to the back of the net. John Lloyd Halike doing what he does best. And it's game on.
And I have to tell you, you'd have to have the confidence in order to successfully pull off something like that. Send the keeper the other way, keeping your eyes on just the ball. Wow, look at it again. Goalkeeper was ready to take that on, made him jump, and I think he anticipated the ball too early there, Mamadou Sene. Yeah, looks like he did move a little bit too early, and that gave John Lloyd Halike the right opportunity to just simply tap it in. Hindi masyadong kailangan lang yun, hindi niya kailangan sobrahan ng lakas, just the perfect combination.
And you see his technique there again with John Lloyd Halike. And it's a penalty to level us at the 53rd minute. John Lloyd Halike's goal cancels out the opener of Victor Necoa of Maharlika Taguig FC.
And nakikita mo, nabubuhayan na bigla si Tuloy. A lot of energy now. I think this is their second win now.
The stakes are high, kaya game on. And here was a ball with too much power. But here's a man down for Maharlika. So it's MJ Libre who is stretching his teammate. This may be cramps, possibly a fitness issue that given that we're early into the season, it may seem.
Yeah, and when you're talking about competitive football, it's more tolling on the body. Kasi dito, you would really have to push yourself even harder as compared to training. So, no doubt, cramps and the fatigue would really kick in earlier than normal. And these guys train hours on end every day.
At tandaan natin, napakainit dito ngayon sa Metro Manila.
Players feeling cramps, should he ask to be taken out? Si Coach Vince may point na ganun. If you're feeling cramps, should ask to be taken out.
So play continues to be stopped as we will take it pitch side to Sydney Crespo for our reports.
Coming into this match, Maharlika Taguig already knew that Tuloy FC is a disciplined and well-trained team. So for Coach Lurk, it's no surprise what happened in the first half. Although they had many chances to attack, he reminded his players to calm their emotions as their frustrations can kick in. On the other hand, Coach Taki reiterated in the dugout that it's not enough for Tuloy FC to keep the ball. They are not dangerous enough, he says. And that's the first problem. And they just changed that with that equalizer from Halike. What do you think about this adjustment, guys?
We're getting close to the action, and they were talking about adjustments again. Let's see.
Looks like they're going to be at a disadvantage for the time being, Maharlika.
And with a player getting cramps, it was Terando. I think one talking point was, do players get subbed out when they're suffering from cramps? Or do they get, or should they get asked to be subbed out if they are starting to feel the symptoms?
Well, feeling the symptoms is one thing. Kasi you can still keep playing on it. You just have to manage yourself, manage your runs. Don't be too wasteful on your stamina and your energy. Pero at the same time, you cannot really put emphasis on just subbing you out just that quickly. Kasi there's a reason you've been put on that starting list, or there's a reason that you're playing the full 90 here. And most of the time, it's tactical. So it really has a lot to do with just being able to adapt to the game physically.
And we also have to remember, coaches have to manage their substitutions and the opportunities. As here is a chance. Libre was not able to get it at first, but they're just doing the job.
Wow, a little physicality there from John Lloyd Alique trying to boss MJ Libre back there.
But here you go, we have our substitution, and it is Christian Hamon who entered the game in the 56th minute, and Dante Terando will call it a day, unfortunately. But Christian Hamon here can give them some extra life. You can say it's unfortunate because Terando, of course, would have liked to go all the way and not end this shift prematurely, but Christian Hamon brings in experience for Maharlika Taguig. He did play for them in the last PFL also and in the previous competitions.
Well, this is where the coach's experience really come handy. You really have to make changes on the fly, and you're not just going to change the player for the sake that, oh, is injured. You have to make sure that the changes will not disrupt the balance of the team.
As here's a chance now. Maharlika wanted to get it down the left. But it's now with the boys of Tuloy FC. Naughty Nunez, their leader, bringing it up. By example, it's on the right wing now. They find it in the middle. They couldn't get it, or Halike rather couldn't control it. And it was tough there, I think. Numbers did not favor him.
Yeah, the position that he started when the ball came into him, he was a little bit too far off, just slightly delayed. Pero the idea was there, because that could have actually broken the defense of Maharlika right there.
So Oracoy will step off, and it is Levi Sahor, who is also an attacking threat. So it is a like for like change. And when we talk about Tuloy FC, you love this program of theirs where they're really able to help children, take them off the streets and just uplift them. And one way they do it is through the sport of football. So that is why these boys have a similar background. Lahat sila dumadaan sa futsal and they're given that opportunity by the Tuloy Foundation. And here they are. They have a guy like Coach Taki to lead them and to teach them the 101s of football, and a fantastic product that we have here again with these boys.
And considering that the origins of their roots was just to make sure to keep poor kids off the street.
And the chance now, but that is goal number 2 for Maharlika Taguig. It's a brace also for Victor Nakoa, donning the number 20 jersey with the name Fayol.
Wow, that was kind of unexpected from Maharlika considering how the game had been flowing so far, but they had the experience to really make it happen. Look at how he received that cool ball. Really, really confident in front of the defense, taking that shot.
And we did get to see Victor Nakoa beat his man, similar to the first goal of Maharlika Taguig, getting past Siron Saut.
But this time around, the Tuloy FC defense was there, but he really had to put in the work to get away from his man and still give him enough room to take that shot. And it looks like he did a tremendous job getting himself in a good position like it.
So Maharlika restored their lead. Pero tandaan natin, it's a 1-goal lead and that is not safe.
From the looks of things here, Tuloy can still make something out of it for sure. It's not a very big advantage, that 1-goal lead. And they have been the aggressor for quite some time, just like what they're doing right now. So they have the numbers. They just need to keep the skill, keep the composure, keep their cool, right?
And there's a whistle that frustrated the Maharlika players. Ito ang nangyari. So Tuloy resume play. And when we were talking about them again, they are based in Alabang, Muntinlupa, and they have their artificial pitch also as they try to play this one, but it's no good.
Pero I love the idea that those two players were already running away from the back line, and when the pass came through, yun nga lang, the ball was a little bit too powerful for them.
So, tama yung intention.
Tamang-tama yung intention. Pero like we were saying kanina, the Tuloy was just a project to keep kids off the street, and now look at them here at the pinnacle of Philippine football domestically.
Del Rosario showing us that he has the moves, or still has the moves. He's always had it.
Well,
He's justifying that. But just headed out well by Brian Villanueva. Great presence. And then just to wrap up what we were talking about, the Tuloy Foundation, definitely more than just sports with what we see, with the contributions that we see. Football, just one of them again, mind you. But it's a great avenue again. And we see these boys with this path through sports. Halimbawa nga, si Noti Nunez, naging men's national team player na. And the other players got to suit up for the youth national teams also.
well, that definitely opens a lot of doors for not just the Tuloy FC players, but for any kid who has a dream of being a professional.
And mind you, with the players we have here, they inspire the future of Philippine football, because kids may be watching dito sa Rizal Memorial Stadium, where you could join us, of course. People also watch in their coverage and the broadcast, and sila naging idol yung mga players dito. People to look up to for the youth, whether it be young boys or young girls.
Nicely done, that tackle.
And it will stay with Taguig. They are taking their sweet time Pero nasa 64th minute pa lang tayo.
Plenty of football to be played for sure.
So we will resume play in a bit. And just to look at these two teams, if this could be a barometer of sorts, Maharlika did make it to the quarterfinals in the Copa. They were number 2 in Group B and were quarterfinalists, as there was some physicality. It stays with them. Assessing their options.
Good read by the Tuloy player to intercept.
And that was by Naughty Nunez. Pero babalik ang bola rito sa Taguig. Maharlika Taguig again in their white uniforms. With possession playing left to right. Tuloy FC currently defending, playing from right to left. And at the least, they want to rescue a point in this game.
That's true. But also, you can really see typical Maharlika play here that when they have the lead, they have the ability to turn off and on.
But there's a shot taken, and it connects well. My, oh my. John Lloyd Halike, player number 17. If you do not know him, you got to know the face, you got to know the name, you got to know the number. Game on ulit.
We are being given here a showdown between Victor Nakoa and John Lloyd Alike, now scoring a brace on his own. Look at that shot. Beautifully done. Open space, trying to angle it better. Gets it away from the keeper. My goodness gracious, you don't get to save those. Not a chance.
Confirmation again of that goal. So, Tuloy FC 2, Maharlika Taguig FC 2, John Lloyd Halike 2, Victor Nakoa 2. Well, mind you, of course, it's a team effort behind that, but these two players are putting up a show or a clinic in the attacking third.
We would be treated to such a game if this now becomes who gets the hat-trick first.
Ayun. If you get the hat-trick, you get the lead. Ayan.
And 67 minutes pa lang. There's plenty of time.
But here's a chance. And there was the coordination with the Tuloy players. And it's understood that these players have that chemistry para sa Tuloy FC because with their setup again, these boys are under a boarding school setup. So
Interesting.
they have that bonding on and off the pitch. And we could say, when you become teammates and you guys get close, you really have that bond of being brothers for life.
That's true. Pero what in how that translates to football, hopefully they are at a level there where they can read each other's moves so that they can predict the other movement of their teammates as well. Saan mo ilalagay yung bola? Where would my backup be coming from? Mga ganong klaseng thought process.
Those are things that you see in the international level with teams, kahit national teams or clubs overseas. That's what they bring to the table. That chemistry with one another, playing together for not months, not weeks, years.
Right. And, you know, just to go back on that point that we were talking about earlier, that's pretty much the whole idea of building a core team of national players locally as well, so that we can get them to gel like this.
And Tuloy will try to weather this storm. Maharlika again, though. We spoke about Tuloy earlier. Now it's on to Maharlika as these balls are played. Pero nakuha ng ating goalkeeper. Our eyes were also on the linesman to check if there was any offside, pero nakuha ni Mamadou Sene. It's back to Taguig. And with Maharlika again, it's a platform for players to play football on the big stage. They've had some players also get spotted by other teams, as here's Lucas Del Rosario. A chance, it's into the back of the net now for Taguig. And look who's joined the scoring party here. 3-2, a shootout between the squads. Raymond Abo,
We are being treated to goal fest galore this weekend. We are already 3-2. Look at this play. He was out in the open, had to pounce on that loose ball. No one was marking him. And Tuloy had to pay for that. Well, he almost started from an offside position. He was well aware that he was past the last man, had to readjust, and now he's wide open to take that shot.
And that's what could just spell the difference in games, and yan ang nakikita natin dito.
You're right. And you know, I'm actually quite pleased with that last goal because we weren't expecting so many goals in this particular half.
Although we weren't expecting, or if you could say you weren't expecting goals, both teams have been giving us that thrilling battle in the midfield.
It looks like there's a thrilling battle just right next to the box.
Tuloy FC get caught here now. We're off to the races. Nagmamadali ang Maharlika Taguig. It's still with them now. They opted to play this one to Junior Miley, but it is no good. This game opening up. Yung nasistress dito pag ganun, yung mga players. Fans, of course, just enjoy it. Atake ng atake, but let's see how it develops. This is where you need those veteran minds. The shot taken over the bar, though.
Tuloy sending a message that no, this isn't over yet. And look at how open he was. He was waiting for that loose ball, played around the defender. I think that might have gone off his weaker foot.
But we could see Cyril South communicating with the bench. It looked like they were giving him the thumbs up. Okay daw yung ginawa niya kahit off target.
Oh, yes. I mean, you were in an open position, and the worst thing you can do is wait.
Now a throw in. And we see it every time a team gets a goal, they are given that second or extra wind.
But it could also sometimes spell danger as well, because that could give the other team a stronger resolve to get back at you.
Noti Nunez driving the midfield as he got it to Cyril South and got that ball picked up by the keeper.
So far, so good. Both of the keepers have been doing their hardest to keep their goals scoreless. But the strikers from both teams are really of top quality right now. Unavoidable.
And when we look back, let's just count the goals we had today. We've had more than 10 goals already here.
If I'm not mistaken,
in this game so far, yes.
5 and 5 and 7. So that's 17 goals for this first weekend. Call that an opening day.
And if you add the goals from Cebu FC's match with Loyola, add an extra 4.
What a league we are being treated to.
There's that discipline we talk about with Tuloy, sticking to their system. They play this one through. Maharlika asking for offside, and that is what they get.
Let's look at this play again. He was already drifting off the position, but it was really close. Kasi medyo nandun na eh. Kailangan mo kasing matimingan yung momentum ng takbo nung papasahan mo in order to beat the offside trap. But if you do it a little bit too early, make the run too early, do the pass too late, you result in an offside.
But Maharlika, a chance again. It's on the right. They tried to get it to the middle, but it's on the left. But it was off target. Raymond Daba was searching for his brace. And we were talking about it earlier, yung shootout o face-off nila John Lloyd Halike at Victor Nacoa. Mukhang narinig tayo ni Raymond Abo. Gusto niya daw sumali, kaya naka-goal siya kanina.
Challenge accepted daw. Pero that one was a really close one too.
But nonetheless, he is on the score sheet already. It could possibly be enough for Maharlika Taguig in sealing the 3 points.
Good way to recover the ball back for Maharlika, doing that tackle just at the right time.
And we have a player from Tuloy who is down. He's holding on to his left ankle from the looks of it. He is in pain. Let's try to clarify or confirm who it is. There's another man also in Rocky Grizola. These players have really put in a shift, and yes, temperatures have gone down dito ngayon sa Metro Manila, but the heat is no joke.
Understandable, and that's why I think it's very rare to see. But here in the Philippines, especially if it plays in the afternoon, they take water breaks halfway through the halves.
May mga cooling break madalas, which is part of the laws of the game, and we got to see it is a tough one to take, that it is John Lloyd Halike who is on the pitch pictured, because he has found the back of the net twice in this game so far for them, and giving them that boost.
Pretty sure that the coach is not happy to see that, for sure. I mean, not only does he need every player he gets, but if the really key players, especially ones who gives you goals, would be sidelined like that, that would put not just a damper on the current game, but the rest of the season as well.
Right. I mean, injuries are something that you have to factor in when you're a coach or the team manager, but it's something you do not want to have, whether it be for your team or for the opposing competitors. But it's part of the game, with the wear and tear and the physicality.
Call it a full contact sport.
And you are catching this game on pfl.org.ph, also on Blast TV and on Premier Football on Sky and Signal. We want to remind you that Kelm is the official outfitter of the Philippines Football League, and Star is our official match ball. This is Claro Manzano on call for this match alongside Glenn Casas. Maharlika Taguig FC 3, Tuloy FC 2. John Lloyd Halike has given us a brace. Victor Nakoa has given one too. But it is Raymond Abo who has made the difference so far. And here's a chance. Lucas Del Rosario cutting inside. No options on the right. They're mainly in the center and on the left. Tuloy asking for offside. But there was a close one. But Abo, from the looks of it, was saying that the keeper got a touch to it, or a defender. Let's see.
That was definitely onside there. And not a good enough angle to see if the keeper did get a glove on it.
But the referee's decision sticks. And after all, the referee, of course, is the man in charge with making the decisions. About 14 minutes remaining. Glenn, how do you see this for Maharlika and for Tuloy? How will they have to see this one through to get the desired result?
Well, at this closing stage of the game, there is still some time for both teams to pull a goal or two at this particular point in time. However, it has to be taken that Maharlika is in a comfortable position right now. It's not a big lead. It's definitely not an ensured win at this point. But if they play their cards right and take no more risks than necessary, they might just be able to stick around and keep the scoreline as it is. But Tuloy has really been imposing themselves when they get the ball.
So Tuloy were down to 10 men temporarily because of John Lloyd Halike. But there's a player now from Maharlika on the right of your screen. But before we resume play, may substitution po tayo. Yoshio Nakamoto will come on along with Sofian Bozawi. Bozawi was one of those men who came up as a pivotal player for Maharlika, especially in the midfield. And when they did pick him up, he was such a big boost. And putting in a guy like him could possibly be to keep momentum with them in this game. But let's see how exactly will Coach Lurch deploy these two foreign players in this game.
Well, looks like the coach has another problem up his sleeve now. Looks like another player from Maharlika is down.
Substitution for Maharlika Taguig. Here number 19, Junior Miley. Replaced by player number 5, Sofia Gozawi.
So one player stepping off for Taguig is Junior Miley. And from the looks of it, it is Lucas Del Rosario. Now check that, he is not stepping off yet.
Substitution for Maharlika Taguig. Player number 7, Raymond Abo.
So there you go, it's Raymond Abo who stepped off, while Lucas Del Rosario will have to stay on the side because he received treatment. He'll have to enter the match in a bit. So Maharlika are at a temporary disadvantage, I think. One player down.
Well, with a rampant Tuloy, this could be that opportunity, that window that they're looking for. But like I said, Maharlika just need to keep their head in the game, keep their cool composure, don't take too much risks, and they could still see this game through.
Tuloy getting their numbers up. It looks like they're keeping one defender in their defending half just to keep that offside, just in case Maharlika will try to attack. Now it's on the right, but there's bodies to get past. And Bozawi, as expected, being deployed in center midfield. Nunez. Fantastic footwork there from the skipper. But there's Maharlika answering back with their discipline of their own.
Yeah, this is what this is what I was talking about now. Maharlika has the ability to really just lock down and keep the game on their advantage by just using up the time. And a really, really disciplined defense like that, it could really help a lot, especially if your opponent is someone who really wants to knock on your doors, like Tuloy.
Not a loose touch from Rocky Grizola. We talk about the dangers again of unforced errors, and sadly, that just happened at possibly the worst time here for Tuloy as they are playing catch-up.
Player number 2, Rocky Grizola, replaced by player number 15, Gian Capistrano.
So Gian Capistrano checks in to replace Rocky Grizola. And it is a like-for-like change with both players being listed as defenders. Rocky Grizola was the left back.
Well, Tuloy looks to be bolstering their defense right now just to make sure that they can still keep the ball and get the ball back if they lose it. They look like they're going to be trying something here.
Villanueva hit it back. Binilik sa kanya. Capistrano getting his first touches up against MJ Libre. MJ Libre able to go toe-to-toe with these guys.
Wow, that was a good... Parang nakikita mo, futsal versus futsal talaga to. Look at the skill, but MJ Libre, banking on his own futsal as well. He knows how to defend against those.
Again, Tuloy with that futsal background. Tuloy with that futsal background. And the same again for MJ Libre, who grew up in Tondo. And just to wrap that up, of course, you can see how futsal has been a major development tool for players. Now, chance to secure. It's with Tuloy. Still knocking those combinations, but it's passed back. Time continues to tick, and it does not favor them. About less than 10 minutes remaining until additional time. A total of 5 goals in this game again. The brace from John Lloyd Halike for Tuloy. And it was Victor Nakoa for Maharlika Taguig. But Raymond Abo gave us what could be the potential difference maker here. But there's traffic in the middle. But the flag is up.
Yeah, the flag is up as he was about to make that shot, and as it comes in, let's have a look at it again. Let me show you. As the shot comes in, he was already at an offside position here. Number 20, John Levis Sahor, right? Sahor. And he was already in an offside position. He shouldn't have gotten himself involved in that play. There could have still been a chance on a loose ball for one of his teammates to take a pounce.
So that's Levi Sohor off the bench. He's one of those attacking options again of Tuloy, the team from Muntinlupa. So Muntinlupa versus Taguig ang ating matchup ngayong gabi.
So medyo south side ng gera na to.
Tama. The chance in the middle. Justin Lopanco shifted to the other side. Promising play here. A man was clipped.
Referee says nothing doing.
Tuloy just putting their head down and trying to get the job done. No calls from them or pleas for a penalty, but it's still with them.
And you have to admire that too, because you have seen veteran players take the most out of those opportunities and really try to call for a foul. But you know, most of the time, the referee really wouldn't budge.
So you could say nandun din yung respeto, of course, for the officials and trusting their judgment. But here comes the cross, but it was thwarted. MJ Libre, safety first, Del Rosario, gave it back. Bozawi, only work his magic in the midfield. Pero walang kakampi dun.
A little bit too advanced that pass. No one was even ready. No one was remotely close for a pass like that. Although, if someone was there, that could have unlocked the defense.
Siguro gigil sila para maka-insurance goal. One goal for Tuloy could possibly lead to the two squads sharing points. And should we have a draw today, that would be the first of this season. As here's a chance. John Lloyd Halike got it on target. But Mamadou Sene again.
Well, someone's waiting for his hat trick. Wow, that was a good open position for him to just head that in. He got through the last line of defense, but unfortunately not enough to get past Mamadou Sene.
Sene just came up with that save, got the ball down. Parang walang nangyari. Very calm there.
Yeah, parang training ground save lang.
And of course, with this experience, we do have foreign players again to boost the level of play. Tuloy, we could say, are getting close to desperation. Nunez to Lopanco. Lopanco, a lovely ball. De Gracia got it to the middle. It was just half cleared though. Still with Tuloy. Nunez, but it's no good. It is shy of the right post.
No shame in taking that attempt. He was the only last guy remaining that's able to pull the trigger. Unfortunately, he could not get the aiming right. Look at this again. Ball going through everyone. Tuloy had this composure to keep passing the ball around. When it made its way to Nunez, not enough accuracy on his part, but still, he had to pull the trigger right then and there.
In comes another Maharlika mainstay in Benzi Villanueva, who is coming on for Lucas Del Rosario. Quite an effort from Lucas Del Rosario here, and then midfield, they have a 3-2 lead, and Villanueva will give them some fresh energy.
He does offer some speed behind him, and he can definitely put the ball in good position. So, could be another attacking option for Maharlika. Baka may intention pa sila to get that insurance goal.
So Villanueva was inserted up front sa kanilang 4-3-3 formation. Lucas Del Rosario, though, was an attacking midfielder in the midfield. And it looks like our goalkeeper, Mamadou Sene, gets booked. Michael Baras giving him a yellow for time wasting. Kita nga natin, lamang ang Maharlika.
That's pretty much part of the game. Although it is, like you would say, a violation, a yellow card for that matter, it's still part of the game nonetheless.
You could say it's like those fouls of sorts that you could use to your advantage. Anton Del Rosario had to use one of them earlier to deny a goal-scoring opportunity. But that was inside the goalkeeper box, kaya naging penalty. Tough moments here. Tuloy having to hold on to their breath. I don't think they had to dare given their composure and technical ability. Pati ako naaliw dun eh.
And that's one thing that we can appreciate about this young Tuloy squad. It's that you can always see the composure in their passing. And they're really good at it as well. Look at this pace.
The shot taken, it came off a defender.
Handball, baseball.
So we do have additional time. It is 3 minutes as confirmed by fourth official Linjun Talaver. So mind you, just a correction in the clock. We are in additional time already. You could say we're geared up for the final stretch. The outswinger whipped in, but it goes just over the bar. And it was John Lloyd Halike again.
John Lloyd Halike finding himself in space as usual. Look at this. As the ball came in, he almost got away from his man. But yun nga, the skill in actually put it in under pressure. Yun yung mahirap dun. He was under pressure there.
He did it twice. And who knows if he could do it another time. Less than 3 minutes to find out. But we do have the long season to watch John Lloyd Halike and the boys from Tuloy FC. Young boys again with no fear to go up against full-grown men. As this was taken, Villanueva got his head to it pero offside daw, sabi ng ating linesman.
So just like what you said, Villanueva offering another avenue of attack. Really close offside call there. I thought he had it timed well, but the referee says otherwise.
From the angle we saw in the replay, that was offside. But anyway, the linesman in the referee's decision sticks. Desperation time for Tuloy. They want to start the season strong. Halike. Definitely a marked man. Nunez, their man in the midfield. Denied though. It's 1 and 2 for Villanueva, but here is Brian Villanueva trying to bring it up desperately.
Wow, it has been the build-up to this game really has been, we're at the edge of our seats right now, just waiting to see what's going to happen next. Tuloy not giving up. Maharlika not content with the 1 goal, and they are already just about less than a minute from winning this, and they are still on the offensive when they have the chance.
So just a time check, it's about 30 seconds away from the third and final minute of additional time. As his early cross, the keeper came close to spilling it though. Ang daming na stress doon. We could hear the side of the Maharlika supporters.
Wow, Sene Mamadou almost dropping that, but looks like it is good enough.
That became the last play of the match here in what was an absolute nail-biter, and definitely another classic to add here in the Philippines Football League. And there you go. What a game we've had to wrap up opening day. Mind you, opening day pa lang tayo. Opening weekend will continue tomorrow with the matches that we have. And what an affair here, Glenn. Great showdown from the squads.
Wow, and just like what we were saying at the start, we were not really sure what we were gonna get ourselves into. A young squad versus a tested veteran. It really came out that this is a very, very feisty affair. The veterans just edging them really, really close. 2 good braces from 2 quality players, but Raymond Abo with that goal difference that kept one side on top of the other.
Nakoa and John Lloyd Halike canceled each other out with braces of their own. We were talking about that potential shootout with the 2 players. And in came Raymond Abo, just soaring in to make it goal number 3 for Maharlika. And that goal proved to be the difference maker here as Maharlika Taguig continued to hold on and grind it out with their defense in getting the result. And there you go again, Maharlika, the opening day win and perfect way to start the season.
But to be perfectly honest, I wouldn't say that this was a bad opening for Tuloy as well. Tuloy has just shown us that other teams must be wary of them just as well because they can score goals against veterans. They can surely score goals against any team in the competition now.
Tuloy ang proseso ng Tuloy FC because we see them now. They competed in the Copa and it's now on to the Philippines Football League, and these guys just keep getting better and better, playing against players who are much bigger, much faster, playing against foreigners also who have that exposure again. If you want to be the best or you want to get better, you got to play against the best. And just wow with the action again, and what a fantastic match.
Right.
And there was the penalty here that was
So coolly taken.
a perfect way to describe it, as we will take it to, as we're just wrapping up right here, and both teams again have given us quite a show, and we did get to confirm that Victor Nakoa is our man of the match with his brace, because he did give them enough at first, right? A cushion to deal with the likes of John Lloyd Halike. But what an effort from him in this one, as we are coming close to throwing it pitch side already in this game, and I can't get over the action that we just had in this game. The final match again, this one here, it's Tuloy FC 2, Maharlika Taguig FC 3. We did also see other matches earlier that were quite a thriller, as we will take it pitch side to Sidney Crespo with our man of the match, Victor Nakoa.
With the match and Harley, first of all, for your team, gave you a really good, but you still got. How do you feel about winning the first?
Thank you to also, for my opinion, to play so in Philippines. Happy for so at least the first to me to play professional league. Seriously, I'm very so I will continue. Yes.
Momentum swung a few times earlier, right? It's obvious you get this win.
About but I appreciate this. We need to because or is so to walk. Yes. I very much.
Right, thank you so much, Victor, and once again, see you in the next. That once.
Maharlika Taguig goals, and Raymond Abo gave them number 3, as that became enough to defeat the likes of Tuloy FC and John Lloyd Halike. Halike again picked up a brace for them. But that wraps up opening day right here again. And just to run you through the other results again, we did have
People always try to put me down on the ground, but I never be jealous, cause I do right in their minds. Swear with me, boy, don't go right in their minds. Come on, at me, boy, this a fight.
Come close with a 3-2 result in what was sure an action-packed opening day. But we'll catch you tomorrow again for opening weekend, which continues. But that does it for this evening. Alongside Glenn Casas, this was Clara Banzano on call for this one. And a big thank you in behalf of Direct Koy Yupanco, pitchside reporter Sidney Crespo, and the rest of the hard-working team right here. See you tomorrow.